Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Welcome to the Hunt for Harmony. Go ahead. You can introduce us tonight. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome back. We are not. No, I'll see. You do a nice little segue. I didn't have a nice little segue.
Well, I am James Hunt.
Oh, that's right. I am Jaqua.
Yeah, it's not that hard. And we are the Hunt for Harmony.
Yes.
And we are here. A couple have been married 27 years. And we just want to be able to share our experiences and, some of our pitfalls that we ran into as a married couple. And in hopes that you guys will, glean from that. And, we help you create the marriage you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We want to thank all the new viewers for tuning in.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you, and we appreciate your time. So, and for all of our existing viewers, we're definitely grateful.
Yes.
And we hope that you guys will get some things out of what we have to say tonight.
Yes.
All right.
So, before we go on, last week. You don't remember, do you?
Go back and listen.
Tonight, we're going to talk about five things that can change your marriage today. So these are things that you can literally begin to implement right now, as soon as you hear them. So you have no excuses. You have no reason to say, well, I don't know what to do. Well, I tried everything already.
All right.
If you've tried each of these five things, then maybe you have tried everything already. I doubt it, but, maybe.
Well, the first thing we'll focus on, though, is things that you can change right now to make your marriage better is to focus on you, the I, the me.
Yeah.
Because I know that you are you've never done anything wrong in your marriage to harm your marriage.
No, it's all his fault.
But still, take a look at yourselves.
Yes. Focus on I and me.
Because you will be able to identify that some things that you've done that didn't help. Okay. Whether it's you not listening or having an attitude about whatever, or saying things to try and hurt your spouse's feelings intentionally because you didn't like what they did or you didn't like what they said.
Right. Right.
That's something that you can correct. So there's something that you can look at yourself and say, I do need to change this. If I want my marriage to be better, I have to remove this from myself.
Right.
Not focusing on your spouse's, shortcomings, but yours.
And then in addition to that, even in your language, focus on I and me. If you're communicating with your spouse something that ticked you off, it's not, you make me sick. It's, I really don't like when, or this is how I feel when.
Because if you come off and say, I'm
That's
already putting up my guards,
right?
And we're ready to go at it.
That's the end of the conversation already. I have turned off my ears. I am no longer listening.
Right.
So focus on I and me.
Okay.
All right. And then number 2, identify your and your spouse's love languages and function in them. Operate in those love languages. And you may say, what are the love languages? Well, there are 5, and they are in no particular order.
Right.
They are acts of service, physical touch,
Receiving
gifts, words of affirmation, and
quality time.
So I will, I'll link the video because we've done a video quite some time ago about each one. And you can really dig into it and see what that looks like. And it's fairly easy to identify what your love language is.
Yeah, if you're married, your spouse, you will be able to identify the love language very quickly. And some people might say, "Oh, that's that stuff is not that important," but I'm going to tell you how important it is.
Oh,
if your spouse spoke French, and you don't know how to speak French, you will never understand what they're saying.
Nope. Try as you might.
They will be blue in the face trying to get you to see something, and you won't be able to see it because you can't understand the language.
Right.
Well, the love languages are the same.
Right.
If,
Because it's how that person receives love. And you might think you're pouring love
Right.
on them, but if it's not in the language that they receive it,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to see it, and they're not going to receive it, and then you're going to feel resentment,
Yep.
and you're going to feel rejected, and then you go into a vicious cycle.
you're going to say, I'm doing everything I can to get this woman to see that I love her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to her, you're just saying, wah, 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 wah. You know?
Right.
Learn the love language, and your spouse will be able to understand.
Right. So learn your love language,
Mm-hmm.
learn your spouse's love language, and begin to operate in your languages.
Right.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, why did I get married? And this is something you can just sit down and make a list of.
Yeah.
Write down a few things, and you should ask yourself with each one of those reasons, was this a real reason to be married? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And especially if you've been married for a little while now, hindsight is going to be perfect. And
Right.
you'll be able to quickly realize, that wasn't a real reason. That was not something to be married for.
Right.
Or that's an unfair expectation of my spouse to be married for this particular thing, this particular reason.
Because you always have to remember you're dealing with an imperfect person.
Mm-hmm.
And if you married because of this,
And now that this
now
is gone.
this is no longer in existence, what happens?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ask yourselves that. When we went through premarital counseling, which we are not counselors, we're not pastors, ministers.
How dare we forget?
We're not therapists.
No.
We're just a couple sharing, But when we went through our premarital counseling class, they spoke to us, they introduced us to the mystical union. And I mean, the bottom line is you have an attraction to this person that you have no reason why. You can't identify why. There is something about this person that's attracting me.
Right.
And it's spiritual.
Right. Because it's more than just, pretty face, nice smile, an intellectual, all these things, all these physical.
Or be natural. Nice breast, nice butt. You know? It's
tangible things or physical things or temporal things. But there was something that separated that person from all the other people with whom there was an attraction before.
Right.
So what was that thing? Try to get to the heart of that. And a piece of advice that I always give to married people, especially married women, write it down, because you will need to remember at some point why you hooked up with this person, why you attached your life to this person. So write it down, and don't write it down when you're angry. That's just a human thing, but write it down. Write it down.
And you have to be willing to commit to, okay, these things are gone. Now I need to stick here and learn who my spouse is and learn how to love my spouse, and accept how he or she is.
Right. Because there was something.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get back to that something.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then that was number 3, right? Mm-hmm. So number 4, be intimate. And right away, someone saying, I don't want to have sex. We're not talking about sex. We're talking about intimacy. So for someone, that could be cooking a meal together, because you're doing something that's spending time. You're getting to the heart of the person. For someone else, it could be taking a walk, holding hands, watching a show together, completing a puzzle together. But you're doing something to get into the heart of that person. Many, many years ago, and I'm sure I can't attribute this to anybody because I don't know who said it first, but intimacy, they defined as into me, you see. So it has nothing to do necessarily with sexual intercourse or physical interaction, sexual interaction. It is intimacy. You're getting to the heart of the person. And when we were talking about this earlier, James said, oh, well, somebody, they may not be there yet and ready to jump into it today. And it'll be forced. But a lot of times it needs to be forced, because I always liken it to smoking a cigarette. You take a puff off a cigarette, most of the time you're going to cough. If it's truly your first drag on a cigarette, you're going to cough. Why? Because you're introducing something to your body and your body is reacting. And it's the same way when you're doing something that you don't want to do. You do it a little bit more, and before you know it, it becomes a natural part of your life, and it becomes something that you look forward to doing. So be intimate. Find something so that you can see into your spouse's heart, and vice versa.
Correct.
And then number 5. What is it?
We got to rate your marriages.
Yes.
Start today.
Yes.
So
rate
what
your
is
marriage.
0 to 10? What is my marriage? Mm-hmm. And that's something that you guys need to discuss periodically.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, babe, where do you think you would rate our marriage, today? And it's been 8 months ago or 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And your spouse might say, oh, I'll give it a 5. And you're probably thinking it's more like an 8. Or 9.
Yeah.
So you got to say, okay, why am I feeling like it's that?
Right.
And she's feeling like it's less than that. Mm-hmm. And when you discuss it, then you can start making adjustments.
Right. And it's not a personal attack. Mm-hmm. It's not a personal attack. You are just trying to identify where you are. You're checking in with where you are in your relationship. And really, it can yield some valuable information, but you have to be open to receiving whatever it is.
Right.
Don't
look at everything as criticism either.
Right.
Look at it as your spouse trying to tell you something that they feel could make things better. Mm-hmm. John, if you held my hand more, or if you kissed me more, or if you sat next to me more, that would make me feel great.
Right.
Right. And you have to be willing to say, this is my wife. I love my wife. I want her to feel great.
I guess I'll be sitting over here.
I'm going to sit over here. It's not you becoming somebody that you're not.
Right.
It's you becoming somebody that's needed for your spouse.
Right.
That's how you got to look at it.
Which brings us full circle. Think of I, not your spouse. So it's, what can I do? Right. What can I do? Not, he need to do this, he need to do that. What can I do? So focus on yourself. So you like that nice little circle there? You start with I, you go all the way around, and you just keep going back to yourself. Okay, what can I change today? What can I do today to improve my marriage?
Right.
So I challenge you, grab either one of these 5 and implement them right now. Start right now. And you'll see a change in your marriage.
You definitely will. You'll see an immediate change. Mm-hmm.
And when you do, let us know.
Yeah, send us some messages and saying, you know what? That was crap. That didn't work for me at all. I tried everything you said and it didn't work. Well, you got to keep trying.
That will not even happen, though.
You got to keep trying.
That will not even happen, especially if you're working together. If you're working together, you will definitely see a change. But I would say that even if you're doing it alone, even if you're going to challenge yourself to do these things, you can change the atmosphere in your marriage. If you can step outside of yourself long enough to think about, okay, I'm going to do this because I want my marriage to be better.
Right.
So create the marriage you want and let us know how it's going for you.
And that's why we're here. We are marriage coaches.
Yes.
And we invite any of you to visit our website.
www.thehuntforharmony.com.
Yes. That's the website.
That's my radio voice.
That's her radio voice. But visit the website. We have a free consultation where you can sign up. We'll give you a call. We'll do a Zoom call and meet with you to see if it's something you want to do. If you need us to coach you, to help you iron out some little things in the marriage that might be keeping you from having the marriage you want. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we will, because we listen to what your issues are, and we decide if it's something we feel we can coach you through, or if you need additional help. And you get a chance to meet us and talk to us and ask us questions as well to see if we're somebody you want to help. All right.
If we're someone who you want, from whom you want help.
The way she said it.
From whom you want help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way.
What she said.
All right.
All right.
So everybody, please share, please like us, and please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
It really helps us out, and it we're able to get these videos out to more and more people, which is our goal.
Yes, indeed.
All right. We want to help as many marriages as we can. We want to apologize to everybody for last week. We didn't get the video up
on time due to major technical difficulties. Major.
So we hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you next week, 7:30 here on The Hunt for Harmony.
Bye-bye.
Bye.